In modern times, we may forget the contested island of Taiwan was known previously as Formosa, named by 16th century Portuguese explorers as the Beautiful Island. Before the arrival of the Chinese in the 17th century, indigenous people had lived on the island for thousands of years. Today, more than 23 million people call Taiwan home. The island is just slightly larger than Vancouver Island and has a similar topography, with mountainous terrain on the east and sloped flatlands on the west. There are 4 indigenous people groups that live in Taiwan, and they all have different language and customs similar to our indigenous people in North America. People left Taiwan and explored other islands and populated them, and their language changed over time and became completely different languages. But all languages relate back to the Taiwanese mother tongue. This group of languages is known as Austronesian languages. Jeriah is learning Taiwan, which is one of the foundational languages of this large language group and is native to Taiwan. In 2015, Jeriah followed God's direction and obediently ministered to 3 villages that surround the Paiwan village in the mountains. Jeriah had a vision when she had reached these mountain villages of herself standing on the mountain waving a big white flag and worshiping God. She didn't understand her vision and prayed through this vision over the years, but she believed if she continued to be obedient, God would bring the answers to her. The Balzers went out to see her in 2015 and were blown away to realize that she wasn't ministering to the Mandarin-speaking Taiwanese people as they originally thought. They drove through the wilderness and grassland for hours to get to the very remote village of the Paiwan. They then realized the trek that Jeriah would have to take through the mountains to get to the even more remote villages. That's when they suggested to Jeriah that she needed an organization overseeing her efforts, not just our church, but someone who could help her in the field. The Balzers introduced her to Reach Beyond Canada. She has been in contact with them and they have reached a partnership agreement. The exciting thing is that Jeriah's vision has been interpreted. Reach Beyond Canada has a goal to reach out to all the Austronesian people groups and put the Jesus film into each of their languages. They also broadcast radio through these small islands so all may hear the word of God and be saved. This fits Jeriah's vision perfectly. Jeriah has leased the First Nations land that the vision contained, which is a total miracle. She has found a contractor, another miracle, in this remote location. She is going to build a $240,000 ministry center on the location that the vision happened. This location is going to be called the Father's Garden. Here they will worship and transmit God's message by radio from the motherland to all the other people across Austronesia. Jeriah is translating the worship songs they have sung for hundreds of years and are recording them in Paiwan, then in other Austronesian languages. Jeriah herself has learned the Paiwan language over the past 3 years and is going to study the language in more depth this fall. This language is not related at all to Mandarin, which is Jeriah's native tongue. This is a huge undertaking as the Austronesian language group is the 2nd largest language group in the world, second only to the African language group. So this translation work is going to reach a lot of people. The reason for sharing all this information with you is so that you will have a better understanding of where Jeriah is coming from when updates are provided to you about her ministry through the missions team.